All right, guys, we're getting ready to go live here. Let's do our vocal warm-ups like we always do before class. Go ahead. Let's get them going. Go for
Big black bug, the big black bear, and the big black bear bled blood. Big black bug, the big black bear, who the big black bear bled blood.
Cut. All right, let's get the camera rolling, Haley.
Roll cameras.
Rolling.
Cut. Ella, you missed your cue. Let's go back. Here we go again. And
No, I thought our sounds.
yeah, that's
Tony, I was
after
sound
rolling.
speed.
That's after rolling. Okay, here we go. Back to one. It's all right, guys. Let's pick it up. Here we go. And let's make a correction and go. Get us going.
Roll cameras.
Rolling.
Sound speed.
Scene 1, take 1. Mark.
Video cued.
And action. Have a great show, guys. Yeah. Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. Why? Because it's BSA Live with my favorite people on the planet. Hey guys, wave at everybody watching. Everybody waving your big screen. Thank you so much. We've got some great guests with us, some great performances lined up. And who's going to be the winner of the BSA Improv Game Night? Who thinks they're going to win? Raise their hands. Yeah, Dom was the first one. We'll see if he's actually right. All right, let's say hi to our returning favorite coach last year of 2020. He's been coming back here in 2021, Adrian Carr. He's working away at his desk there. Adrian, welcome back.
Great to be back.
We love you. We're glad that you show up. So any news this last week? Anything you're working on?
Only from an extension of what happened last week, which I can't talk about.
I love it. Suspense. It's all about Hollywood suspense. Well, we're rooting for you. We know you got big things in store. Thank you for watching the kids. Jeff Sable, my cold reading coach, who gave us most of these 16 steps, 12 of them, and we added a couple more. But from Van Mar Academy of Motion Picture and Television Acting, Jeff
Hello,
Sable.
everybody. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Keeping busy.
What have you been doing? I know we got a movie that we're trying to get made here about coal miners.
Yep, doing that. Keeps me occupied a little bit every day, trying to get financing as we do and make another film, and working as on other projects as an actor, which is good. I did recently a podcast, a dramatic podcast, which was fun, and did a little short for somebody a few weeks back, and have an audition to do tomorrow. So I'm keeping busy.
Yes, you are. And during the holidays, I used to see you singing over at Paris Hilton's house. You used to do that Christmas party with me.
Hopefully again this year we'll be back.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, thanks for watching our young rising stars. We're really grateful. Again, these were both my coaches, you guys. So I get a lot of the stuff I teach you from these guys and from their coach, Ivan Markota. So and then Kevin, let's say hi to Kevin. Kevin Gallagher went to that school as well. What's up, KG?
Hey there. Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome back.
Okay.
Where you at? I see a little bunch of rocks behind you.
Well, that's someplace in the ancestral homeland of Ireland. That's up in the North Country, up near Donegal County. And,
we love it.
Yes, and so I collect pictures and backgrounds from that place.
Welcome. Well,
Matter of fact, I have some stills from the film Zardoz, which is my favorite cult classic, and that was all filmed there.
Oh, I love it.
So it's all Irish background.
Well, we're glad you're here, Kevin. We're going to move on with the show, and
I'm on time too.
I see that.
Yeah. Don't mind me though. I'm noshing on a bagel here. So.
No worries. You know Jeff Sable and Adrian Carr. You guys went to school
Absolutely.
Together. All right. We've got Sterling. He's one of my newest students. So wave hi. Sterling, we're going to talk to you in a little bit. And as far as the class of 2021, we got Holden, who's a graduate of 2020, who's joining us here. He's kind of a TA with Domenic. So Holden, say hi. Glad to have you back. Dom, say hi. He's my TA, my stage director. He's my assistant in my production company. He's the one that runs Big Wheel of Fun, and he's also an actor. He's graduating on Sunday. Woohoo! And we just had, but we lost him. We had Zach, who's literally graduating right now. He stopped in to say hi. So very proud of him from going into, I think, junior high into high school or something. So we have Ella Grace. How are you? And we have Hailey.
How are
Hi,
you?
Hailey.
Hi.
And we have Harper Hill. How are you?
Great, how are you?
All right, guys. So we're gonna get right into it. Let's show a couple show and tell pictures, and we'll get right into the work. So real quick show and tell for our viewers that have never seen us before. These are some of my students, some of my teachers, some of my shows, some of this and that. Some of my friends here, some of the prior classes we had. We'll rip through these photos. This BSA Live as we know it. This is a movie I did. I made the poster. Very happy about that. That's coming out soon. Thank you for circling that. And then the next photo. These are some kids that I know that were superstars back in their day, and most of the parents probably know these young stars that are now very, very famous, had a great career. This next one is me playing drums at a very prestigious theater. These are some of the performance shots. Me obviously on drums over there in the cowboy hat. I love my hats if you haven't noticed. Keep going. There's me on stage doing I think that was a short film. Very excited to play Dr. Evil. Ripping through this. The teacher does it. He doesn't just teach. And there's another film that I just produced that's getting ready to come out with Snoop Dogg called Blood Pageant. Make sure you guys look out for that feature film. And then of course our little students here that are just doing such great work, and so proud of them. And we're hoping to get a magazine out and be able to put you guys on the cover of these magazines. So a little mock up there. There's young little Ella Grace with Adam Sandler and her brother. I think I said son last week, but I meant brother. Keep going. And then there's Faithlin, who was 6 years old learning to read there, and now she has her own little YouTube web show, and she's just killing it. And then of course Zach, who's graduating right now. That's when I first got Zach, so he stuck with me the whole time. And that's a movie set that I built for him, just for him. So we produce, we teach, we have fun, we do what it takes to do well in this business. So you guys just have to bring your A game. That's all I ask. Bring your A game. With that being said, who has work today? Put your hands up if you're working. We're going to do some showcase. It looks like everyone's got showcase work, so we're really happy about that. So let's start with Hailey, and you're working with Ella?
Yes, but I also have a monologue.
A monologue too. Okay, perfect. Let's start with your scene first. So we're going to spotlight them. Dom's going to spotlight them. And you guys make sure you're all warmed up emotionally, physically, spiritually, you're connected. Use your props. Have fun with your props. Speed up the tempo. If this is comedy, we won't line and line and line. And let's see what our coaches say after you're done. All right, guys, let's put our hands together for our first performance tonight. Hailey and Ella.
Hey.
Hi, I'm back. Where have you been? You've been in the bathroom forever. I decided to go trick-or-treating early. In the girls' bathroom? Yep. I knocked on all the stall doors. Okay, I'm a little scared to ask, but what'd you get? Oh, well, a roll of toilet paper, some dental floss, and car keys. Where are the car keys? Oh, they're on the bathroom floor. They bounced off my face after the lady threw them at me. Oh, we gotta go home. Why? Well, I still have to buy your Halloween costume, and we have a babysitting job at 1:30. We're babysitting a kid today? Yeah. But it's Saturday and Halloween. Do you even know what they call that? No. Satterween. It only happens like every 300 years. Shouldn't that be like once every 7 years? Oh, so you're the smart one now? Whatever. Anyways, we only have to babysit one little girl from 1:30 to 5, and then we can have all of our Halloween fun. Satterween. Whatever ween you want. And since today's a holiday, I don't want to babysit. We're getting paid double? I like this plan.
Big round of applause. Good job. Good job. My comments would be, we need to pick up the tempo just a little bit more. I know there's a delay because you guys are on different continents, but one's on the East Coast, one's on the West Coast. So there is a delay, but you have to make up for it on these Zoom calls. So you just have to pick up your tempo a little bit quicker than you normally would if we were on a live stage. Those are my comments. I think it's cute as ever. I love working with you guys and you're so much fun. And both of you have offers from major agents that they want you to sign with them. So I'm very proud of you. You met them here on our BSA live stage, but they are the top of the top agents. So congratulations. Whether you sign with them or not, I'm just proud of you that you're getting offers. Okay, let's go to Adrian. Are you too busy? If not, we can go to Jeff. Let's go to Jeff Sable really quick. Any thoughts on what you witnessed?
You know, it's funny. They did something that I loved. Both of them, and that's something that Ivan taught us, which was the clip, the little pause that they'd have before a particular line or a particular word that that made that next word work. So both of them used that at moments. There was a one-line delivery that I wasn't quite sure about, Hailey, when she said, and then we get to go do our normal Halloween, and you went, Sadoween, or whatever the line is, right? And that's a correction of what she said. So that you got to listen and know why you're saying Sadoween. Sadoween, what the heck is the word? Yeah, Sadoween. And Sadoween, okay. And so make sure everything has a purpose to it. It's not just a line. It always is a response or reaction to something. There was a really great rapport between the two of you. Again, the use of the props was excellent. It was funny. They're on the floor because after the lady threw him and hit me in the face. That was funny. And it was a really cute scene. I agree with Tony, a little bit better pace. I'm not in comedy, pace is necessary. But I do always love a little good silence. Silence in film and TV is important as long as there's always something going on in the face and the eyes or in the mouth. With comedy, the whole face does something. I've been noticing it a lot on a show called Blank Creek. That's being on Netflix right now, but they use a lot of facial reactions, a lot of looks, a lot of double takes and things of that sort. So silence isn't always bad as long as there's always something going on. Okay, so great job, really nice.
Awesome. We give scores here like they're on American Idol. 5 through 10, what would you give them? What score?
I think they're right around a 7.5 to 8. They got some work to do, but they're definitely in the positive category towards that 10. So I like it.
Awesome. All right, Ella Grace, for 1,000 points. What are the three? This is 1,000 points. What are the 3 reasons that you're allowed to have silence?
Oh my gosh. 3 reasons. If it's business.
What does business mean?
No. I can't.
All right.
You're
Hailey,
doing something.
that's
Okay.
correct. That's one of them. What are the other 2? You got 250 points, 333 points for that. What are the other 2? Anybody know in our gallery? Any of the students know what the 3 reasons are?
What are you doing right now, Ella?
Haley, what are the 3 reasons for 1,000 points?
Wasn't it so doing something?
Right.
If there's a purpose?
No. Anybody else? Last chance.
I think Jeff is kind of, he's helping us here. Thinking. I think it is.
Thinking.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
You're thinking.
The 3 that I teach you guys are, so nobody gets 1,000 points, but Haley and Ella get 200 or 333 points on the big wheel of fun. You hold for applause. Watch sitcoms.
Applause.
The other one is physical activity.
Yeah.
And what's the last one? It's like applause. On a sound stage, you watch sitcoms. Laughter. You have to wait for the peak of the laughter, and when it's starting to drop, you start your next line. Those are the 3 technical reasons you hold. Jeff has a little bit more where you're really emoting subtextually. It's there, but we call that business. So when Kramer comes in Seinfeld, he comes in big and everyone's like, right? The big is funny, right? Those are the real technical reasons. And obviously if you went to take Jeff's advanced class, you'd go deeper, but those are 3 basic rules: laughter, applause, and physical activity. Okay. So you guys got 333 points. Big round of applause. Take the notes from our coach, and we will see you guys next week. I think Hailey's going to take a break because she's going to IN, which is a big networking opportunity for her. But when she comes back, we'll re-pick up this scene. So you guys keep watching. She's going to go get a big agent, and then she's going to come back and showcase with us. All right, guys, we're going to bump you off, and we're going to bump Dom and Holden in. Dom and Holden, you guys are taking the spotlight. Thank you, Jeff, for your wise words and your comments and all those years you taught me. All right, guys, you guys going to pick up your tempo, right? I want line on line on line. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and jump over to second stage, and then I'm good to go.
All right. He's Dom's running the stage.
I'm gonna walk in, Dom, if that's all right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna give you the stage. Big round of applause for our second performance tonight, Holden and Dom. I'm gonna mute. Everyone mute your mics, please. Everyone mute your mics.
Okay.
You ready, Dom?
You know when?
Huh? You ready, Dom?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Here we go.
Where's the booze, man?
It's gone. It got robbed by Grandma Walton. She got my wallet too. Oh, come on, Harry. We've been known before. I'm sure we'll land on our head somewhere.
Gets worse than that. Petey's head fell off. Petey's dead.
Oh man, I'm sorry. What happened?
His head fell off.
His head fell off.
His head fell off. He was getting kind of old.
I don't suppose he had a warranty.
Nope. I bought him used.
That's it. I've had it with this stuff. We don't have food. We don't have jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off. And we're surrounded by roving gangs of larcenous old ladies.
Okay, calm down there.
No. I won't calm down. What the hell are we doing here anyway, Harry? We've got to get out of this town.
Yeah, and go where?
I'll tell you where. Someplace warm. A place where beer flows like wine, where beautiful women flock like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm talking about Aspen.
Aspen?
That's right. Aspen.
I don't know, Lloyd. The French are pretty stupid.
Let me ask you something. Do you want to end up like Petey, dead in some flea-ridden apartment with your face down on a Dear Abby column with a soggy sunflower seed pressed up against your beak? Or do you want to enjoy your life? Come on, Harry. Don't let Petey's death be in vain. Don't you see what he was saying? He was saying, spread your wings, man. Spread your wings and fly.
What are you talking about, Lloyd? His head fell off. Wait, I see what you're doing. You want to go to Aspen so you can find the lady that lost her briefcase, and you need me to drive you there.
No, that's Bologna. I'll drive. And what's so wrong about getting to know someone who can plug us into the social pipeline?
I don't know, Lloyd. I think we should stay here and keep hunting for jobs. We need to keep saving money for the worm store. And I'm sick and tired of running away from these creditors.
You know what I'm sick and tired of, Harry? I'm sick and tired of having to seek my way through life. I'm sick and tired of being a nobody.
Come on, Lloyd, give us a
most
kiss.
of all, I'm sick and tired of having nobody.
Come on, Lloyd, give us a kiss.
On the other hand, maybe you're right. Maybe we should stay here and try our luck in the bankruptcy court. With all those lawsuits against us, I'm sure we'll win at least one. It could be a boost to our egos.
Petey, I made a promise to you once, man. I'll be darned if I can remember what it was. Cut to the van. Where did you get the money for those?
I sold Petey to the blind kid.
You sold Petey to the blind kid?
Petey bird, Petey bird, probably want a cracker.
And good.
You guys are goofy. All right. Dom, you
Yes.
guys dropped the lines. You guys are reading. You guys got to be really familiar with your words. Even if you're cold reading, you still got to have said them a million times out loud.
Mhm.
The more you say them out loud, all you got to do is get a reference word and boom, it's going to come back through your jaw muscle memory. It'll give you everything you need if you repeat. That's more Meisner's, more technique, not so much Stanislavski, not so much emotional connection, but comedy is a timing. It's like a dance and you got to be on it. So you guys are way too slow for me. I like where you're headed. I think you're headed in the right direction. Let's see what our coach has to say. Jeff Sable.
You said a lot of it. I saw the reading. I saw the pauses and the missed cues. The energy from both of them is excellent in the sense of the physical stuff. When you were listening, there was a bunch of stuff going on. Holden, your energy's awesome. And you really do a lot of neat stuff physically, especially in your face. Yeah, I mean, because that's what I'm seeing. But there's a lot of neat stuff there. Dom, you got stuck when you jumped the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you jumped the line, and then you couldn't figure out what do I do now. So if you know your cues, then you'll know, I'll go ahead and just repeat that line. The one thing I do want to caution you about is if a line gets jumped or skipped, is make sure you never go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Always just keep moving forwards. I mean, you were at a place right there where you had to just repeat the line because you had already said it. And you kind of cut Holden off a little early. So just know, that's my cue, and just go ahead, repeat the line that you just did. Come on, but do it a different way. Come on, give me a kiss the second time. Make it a little different. Make it a little something, a repetition, but not exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because you already said it once and he obviously didn't hear it. All right, so say it again, but say it differently and keep it moving. But a lot of neat stuff, a lot of fun.
Love it. Thank you for the wise words. For 1,000 points, Dom or Holden, if you can answer this question. If somebody jumps a line and you're like a deer in a headlight, like you were, Dom, what could your partner do to save you? What are the lines that would get you back on track? 1,000 points, either one of you.
I could say, what were you saying? What did you mean? Or
what did I
Did you
teach
say
them?
something?
So what I was taught is, and Ivan taught us this well, and I think Jeff used this well. So I suppose you were going to say, you say his line, then you say your line, and that usually cues you up to keep moving this forward, as Jeff was saying. So if you're a deer in headlights and you see your partner is totally lost, you go, well, I suppose you were going to say, and then you say his line, and then you say your line. So it's important to know both actors' lines. Know all the lines, because you're never going to be caught out there with your pants down, figuratively saying, because you're going to know where the through line is, what you're trying to accomplish, what your intention is, your objective, intention, reason, and conflict, all the stuff we teach in the 16-step breakdown. Okay. So if you know what you're trying to accomplish, if there's a fire and you need to leave, you're going to leave. No matter what he does or does not say, you're going to leave. That's your intention. So you need a clear intention and you'll never be stumped. Maybe you don't say the words the writer wrote, but you say the intention the writer had. You showcase that. Okay. So with that being said, I suppose you were going to say their line, say your next line. They should know their next line by that point. Okay. So just a little trick. I learned it from Jeff and Ivan.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay. Kevin, you've been watching. Any comments? Kevin's on mute.
Yeah. No, I'm. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I loved it. Honestly, I thought that was great. Holden, you were right on the money. I noticed you did flub one word or something, but you quickly recovered enough to where I did not notice very much. You know, you recovered real quick. Didn't let it slow you down. You guys both were great. I'm going to give you a 9.
9, love it, love it.
9. I'm generous, but you know, it needs a little bit more work.
All right.
But you got a belly laugh out of me. Actually, I thought that was a funny script.
I love it. All right, guys, that's good. Again, Adrian is working. We're just happy he's here in spirit, but he is watching you guys, and then he watches it on the YouTube on demand. So he definitely watches you guys later on, but he's here with us. So
I am here.
Oh, you want to say something? You're more than welcome to join us.
I just want to follow up on both pieces that I watched. I think Ella and Hailey have great chemistry, and with the notes that you and Jeff gave, I think that when they do it again, I think they'll nail it, because they were nearly there. There was just a few deliveries that were a little bit suspect, but Jeff covered off one of them in particular. So I think going through with you one more time before they deliver it, I think they'll knock it out of the park.
I love it.
The scene with Holden and Dom, I agree wholeheartedly that it needs a lot of work. But there were moments where you did connect, where you did know the scene well enough to be able to go into the subtext, and it played in your eyes and your reaction. So it's there. It just, again, you just got to know the material. And I think you guys will nail it because you're so good, the two of you. And you have great chemistry as well. So I look forward to seeing this again as well when you know the material better.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you so much. We're doing good. We're moving through. So we're not going to score this one this week. We're going to score it next week, guys. So this was a dress rehearsal. And we say in theater, bad dress rehearsal, great opening. It wasn't a bad dress rehearsal. It could be better, but I still expect a great opening next week if you understand the theater terminology. So thank you for our coach's wise words. Let's
Can I say one more thing? Because Adrian mentioned it and I forgot. There was a line delivery, Holden, that was incorrect, right? Or actually a word that was incorrect. Comedy is really specific, and when you're doing comedy, it's important to get all the dialogue correct, because sometimes the rhythms, sometimes the beats, all that stuff is important. But this was a word that I think it was the swallows of Capistrano, and you said salmons. All right. So those kind of things, there are certain things that people know about. And if you say something wrong, all of a sudden they're stuck there and they can't watch the next 5 seconds or 10 seconds because they're trying to figure out, what did he say? So words are very important in comedy in particular. You can get a little away, you can get away with it a little in drama, to paraphrase every now and then. But in comedy, it's a dangerous thing. So be careful.
Got you. Where I got it from, it was like pre-written. I just printed it and it says salmon. So
let that be a lesson that just because you read it doesn't mean it's so. You have to do backstory, and we backstory for our characters. So you got to research.
I should know that it's swallows and not
you got to
salmon.
know what you're talking about. You got to know where you're at. You got to do more due diligence, more rehearsal, more backstory, because your backstory brings your character to life. So you need to know, literally, you need to know where you're at. You need to know what's there. You need to know where you came from, all the 16 steps. So had you done a little bit more of that, I know you guys just got this, but had you done a little more, you would have discovered, oh, look what I just caught, because this place is existing at blah, blah, blah. So more backstory is the lesson here for you, Holden. You guys, for 1,000 points, ready? Anybody can answer this, 1,000 points. What is the most important thing in comedy?
Rhythm?
The most important thing. Sterling?
Timing.
That's one. That's probably not the most. It's probably important to have a good performance, but you could get away with bad timing, but you can't get away with this one thing.
Rhythm?
That's timing. Anybody else? Last chance? Harper?
Me, how you deliver the punchline.
Never mess up your punchline. That is definitely almost what I'm asking. Never, ever ever stumble on your punchline. Even if your setup's kind of wonky, your punchline, like Jeff said, you cannot mess up a punchline. But here it is. If you can't be heard or understood, you'll never be funny. It could be the funniest joke in the world. But if they can't hear you or don't understand you, meaning if they don't speak your language, they don't understand English, and they speak a foreign language, you could be the funniest person on the planet. It ain't gonna work. And if they can't hear you because they're deaf or you're not projecting to the back row, the joke's not gonna land. So in order for your joke to land, it's setup, punchline, never stumble on the punchline, always be heard, and then of course timing and rhythm and all these other things that we teach in comedy. So basically what Jeff was saying, I just elaborated a little bit more. So you guys got that. Next week I'm going to ask these questions for 1,000 points. You need to remember these are really important rules that you can never fail within comedy. Okay, with that being
Give
said,
Tony a round of applause for his awesome job too.
oh, that's right, I performed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, good job.
Who's the best blanket? I could really sense that he couldn't see.
Okay, guys. So let's go to, we've got a performance with Harper and Dom, if I'm correct. Dom, are you ready to do that one? Then we'll do something with Sterling.
Yes.
Okay, and then Hailey's got a monologue, and I think all of you might have monologues, but let's get you at least one pass. Harper and Dom, are you guys ready?
Okay, 1 second here.
Okay, Harper, you all warmed up? Do you know where you're coming from, where you're going, what you want?
Yeah.
You know your timing, your rhythm? You're not going to stumble on your lines? You've done your vocal warm-ups? That's all I ask. All right, Dom, same with you?
Yes, hold on. I gotta let Ella in and then I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I warned Ella her computer was going to crash. I told you, didn't I, Dom?
Yep.
I can see when that stuff's going to happen. The trick, you guys, for those of you that are watching Zoom or a part of Zoom or performing on Zoom, always turn your router off and reboot your router, not just your computer. It'll clean out the clogged pipes with all the digital information, and chances are you'll have a good performance without a crash. Little things we've learned along the last year. All right, with that being said, are you ready, Dom and Harper, for your performance?
Yes.
All right, everyone mute your mics. Remember, timing, pace.
Wait,
And
Tony, before I mute, I've got to leave.
do you have a monologue or you're good?
Huh? I've got to go pick up my dog from a place before they keep her overnight.
Okay, no worries. Well, we love our dogs, so go get your dog. Be careful. We'll see you next week.
Will do. I don't want her to die. Let's go.
No, nobody does. Go get her. Be careful.
Yo.
Bye. Bye.
Yo, Holden.
All right, Dom, Harper, take it away.
You need a new suit, that's for certain.
A new suit? Where the heck am I gonna get a new suit?
You can't. It's impossible. Now ask me now before I become insane.
Wait, you want to make me a new suit?
Oh, you pushed too hard, darling. But I accept. It will be bold, dramatic,
Yeah.
heroic.
Yeah, something classic like Dyna Guy. Oh, he had a good look. The cape, the boots, and those.
No
things.
capes.
Isn't that my decision?
Do you remember Thunderhead? Tall, strong powers, good man. Good with kids.
Okay, listen here.
April 23rd, 58. All was well, another day saved, when his cape snapped on a missile.
Okay, now Thunderbolt wasn't the brightest ball of fire,
Strato Girl. April 23rd of 75. Cape caught in a jet turbine.
Well, you can't really generalize about aviation. Okay.
Metaman Express Elevator. Dyna Guy snug on liftoff. Slashdown, cape stuck in vortex. No case.
At the scene.
Nope, your line still.
Mine?
All right, how would you guys save each other? So Dom, you know her line. What would you say? I already taught you this.
Well, when will my suit be done?
No. You have to say, I bet you were going to say, I suppose you were
I
going
bet
to
you were going to tell me when my.
and then say her line.
I bet you were going to tell me, go on, my suit will be finished before my next assignment.
I'll say your line. I'll say your line, Dom.
But I'm retired from hero work.
And then she says hers.
As am I. As am I, Robert. But it's just who we are.
You know I only need a patch job for sentimental reasons.
I'll also fix your horrible shirt.
You're the best, Ed.
Okay.
I know.
What'd you call her, Dom?
Ed.
Ed. What's her name?
Edna. Ed.
Edna.
So you have to, Jeff had said it earlier, you have to respond to what they're saying. So if she talks about your horrible shirt, check out your horrible shirt. You have to, everything gets pushed forward. Each line propels you forward in your scene. So you can't just wait for your line like a tennis match. You have to listen. You have to hear what each other's saying, and then there's a response. We as viewers are watching to make sure we heard what we heard by you responding to what we just heard. Does it make sense? So if she says ugly shirt, you're like, I mean, don't ham it up, but thanks, Ed. You know, acknowledge that you heard her. Okay. So again, timing, you guys are way too slow. Cold reading, I can see you're buried in the paper, Don. Harper, you're coming and going with your voice because you're rocking in and out. Okay. So your mic's picking up your rocking. A little bit of your green screen's fuzzing in and out when you hold your prop. That's some technicality that I'm not going to worry about that today. But as far as your timing, you guys really got to pick up your pace. Okay. Those are my 2 cents. Let's go to Jeff Sable.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of the 2 cents. The problem I had mostly was, again, timing, listening, reacting to one another. I did have a little issue with the volume and hearing Harper. So it went in and out, and I'm saying, what did she say? What did she say? So this goes back to the last scene and making sure everybody can hear you, making sure everyone can understand you. Be cognizant of your medium, which in this case is Zoom, and how well your mic works and all that stuff when you're on this kind of format. When you're on the set, it's not something you're going to have to worry about. That's something, you'll have mics, you'll have booms, laved up and all that stuff. And it won't be something you'll have to worry about technically. But in a situation like this, or if it's a Zoom audition, you got to be very aware of it so that you don't disappear vocally in particular, especially in comedy. The energy, though, was right. The character was fun. Both of you. Although Dom, again, I want to see more of a character. I want to see, somebody who's not working so hard at the lines and not working so hard at the acting part of it. It's got to be. I know it's, again, this is cold reading still, so we're working on it, but be as familiar as possible with the material, like Tony said, so that I don't have to see you working so hard. Okay. The work should be between the two of you and not between you and the paper. All right. Because the paper gets in the way. Even though I don't see the paper, I see you using the paper. And it looks like a lot of work, unfortunately. So I want it to be effortless in terms of the way it looks. And I want it to flow, and I want you to connect to each other, and don't let that piece of paper get in the way. If we're grading, this one has a lot of work to do. So you're halfway there. About a 5 on this one. All right. So you're halfway there, and you got some work to do. And I think with a little work, it'll be great. It's a fun scene.
I think so. And just a little backstory on our coach here. I didn't do a pre-interview with you because of time. We try to make these only hour shows. We used to do it for 2.5 hour shows, and they said it was just too long. Although when you and I went to school, we had 4 or 5 hour classes.
That and longer sometimes, and then after school.
Yeah. So, but with that being said, Jeff, you had a long career in theater and acting, and you have a great resume. But also, you started a company called the Creative Actors Alliance. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Creative Actors Alliance briefly started when I was a teacher at Van Mar.
Let's jump down and Harper out while we talk to Jeff.
A number of my students got together on Sundays and did a little extra work. They wanted to get together and do more cold readings and put themselves on camera and do that. So they started this little group just doing more work. They then started doing these Saturday brunches, which were free to come to. We found many restaurants over the years in the area that would donate their space for us as long as people came in and eat and bought some food. And so we did those for a lot of years and had a lot of guest speakers like Charlize Theron was there, and the big publicist Michael Levine, and agents and managers and actors. And I remember Dee Wallace came. I mean, it was great over the years. Elliot Gould was there one time. So it was a lot of fun. But from there, we grew into a group. They asked me to join them as their acting coach and one of the board members a couple years after they started. And I've been with them ever since. And we've produced everything from theater to a bunch of shorts, and our first feature film called Life at the Resort. So if you want to see a very fun comedy, we call it a politically incorrect, unromantic comedy. It's Life at the Resort, and it's available on Vimeo on demand, so you can see that. And like Tony said, we're working on doing another feature, so we just keep rolling along.
A lot of fun. Well, thank you for sharing that. So you guys, if you want to be part of the CAA, I think they're still online memberships. So I don't know if you're still offering that.
Yeah, $100 for a lifetime membership.
Yeah, can't beat that. So there you go. Jeff Sable, Creative Actors Alliance, and also my coach, my cold reading acting coach. So very honored to have you here, Jeff. We're going to do a couple more monologues here if you guys got a little bit more time. And then we'll wrap it up here in about 20 minutes. So you guys, I think we have Hailey as a monologue, Sterling has a monologue, Harper and Dom, if I'm correct, or maybe not Dom.
Okay,
so,
I'm not sure if I'm doing one this week, but I'm fine with doing one.
No, we're running short on time anyway. So Hailey, and let's watch Sterling. Let's get Sterling in. He's one of my newer students. I have not done any private classes with him. This is his first official group class as a student. So we're going to bring, what are you doing for us today? Glad you could make it back.
Thank you very much. And I will be doing a monologue from Rocky 6.
Rocky 6. Wow. Well, we're all excited. Let's mute our microphones. Give him a big round of applause like we do here at BSA Live. And Sterling, take it away.
All right. Here. You know, you used to fit right here. I hold you up and say to your mother, this kid is going to be something great. This kid is going to be the greatest kid that has ever lived. And you just turned out great. You know, every day was it was so amazing to have you around. Every day was like a blessing. And then the day came for you to be your own man and to take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along that line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let other people put a finger in your face and tell you that you're no good. And then when things got hard, you started looking for someone else to blame. Like a shadow. Look, I'm going to tell you something that you already know, all right? The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you think you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, and nobody is going to get hit as hard as life. But it ain't how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. And if you know what you're worth, then go and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not be out here blaming anyone that's right where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. Look, I love you with all my heart. You're my heart. You're my soul. You're the most important thing in my life. But you gotta stop believing in yourself, or else you ain't gonna have a life. Don't forget to visit your mother.
Wow, let's go to a group view really quick, Dom. Let's go in our group view really quick. Well, Sterling, first time I've seen your work in person or on Zoom in person. You warmed up into that, right? I don't know that you started where you ended, right? Like if you started now and we rolled the cameras now, I think you would be spot on. But I watched you find it in the moment, and I watched you emotionally grow, and you were connected, and you knew your through line, you knew your lines, you knew what you want. You and I both know, and so do our guests, that you also have we're working with some speech things, right? I didn't hear you stutter once. I heard you maybe go up on a line that split little second, but I forgave it because you were committed. But somebody that's battling what you've had to with your stutter, right? Is amazing to watch you do a performance like this. Phenomenal. And so I just see great things coming from you. There's a couple notes if you took my private classes that I would give you, and I would actually think I could take it up a couple notches. But for the first time on this stage performing, I'm really happy. So welcome to BSA Live, okay? Everyone, big round of applause for him. I'm gonna go to Jeff next, but I'm really proud to see new kids come in. And it takes a lot of courage to do this in front of people because we record this for YouTube. So you're not just performing in front of the 9 of us here, the 10 of us here, the 20 of us here, depending on what day. This is going into the ethers forever. So there's a lot of pressure with that. So I commend you guys each week showing up with your best A game that you can bring that day. Okay. All right, Jeff, what do you think?
Well, you know, a really great monologue in terms of the emotional arc that it has. And you handled it very nicely. The one moment that really stuck out to me, Sterling, is the moment where you're hitting, and then you take that beat. And this is again where the silence works and where the moments of thinking and subtexting really works. And that is that moment right before "I love you." Because I knew that was the next line coming out of your mouth. I knew it. I said, he's gonna say "I love you." And then all of a sudden, boom, "I love you." So it was a great moment because the transition from all that fiercity and all that fight and all that, all that stuff that was going on about how life beats you down and how you got to stick in there and you got to go and you got to go. And that's not you, and then boom, thinking, moment, beat, and then "I love you." Great transition there. Really nice work.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Kevin Gallagher, any comments? Big KG.
Absolutely. I loved it. I totally loved it. He drew me into it. He could have started out at that level of anger, but I watched the transition. He started out, being okay, and then the more he got into it, the angrier he got. And so personally, I kind of liked that. I really liked it. Good job, Sterling. Oh, also, by the way, just because I disappear between scenes, like I do this, right? And the reason I do that is because I've got a larger screen behind my laptop. So I put the top of the screen down so I can watch on the larger screen, but I am there.
Okay, well,
just so you know. Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, KG.
And the thing I was referring to, Sterling, and if Adrian, you're more than willing to share, we're willing to have you share. Sterling, I saw we call sing-songy, right? When you learn a monologue and you learn it in a rhythm, we all laugh here about step 16. We say, hey, forget about it. It's a fun step, but it's an important step. When you learn it in a rhythmic way, like a song, it's really hard to break up the rhythm. So I was hearing a pattern being repeated and repeated, even though the emotion was coming in and you were connecting with emotion. When you watch the playback, when you get the link, watch for the rhythm. We want to break that up. So it's not so people learn, it's just the way they learn their lines. So I encourage people with what I call a diphthongal exercise, which means we change the accent of the word and put it in different places of the sentence, because then you don't get locked in. And that's a technical approach. A lot of coaches will tell you, just get the lines in, get them in, and then forget everything and emotionally let it happen. But we got to get the lines in. This is a craft of line memorization and then a performance with emotional connection and intention, reason, conflict, blah, blah, blah. So however we get the lines in us, the thing that I've noticed as an acting coach over 20 plus odd years is once you lock it in, if you memorize it like a telephone book, A, B, C, D, you're almost never going to be able to break that rhythm. It's a very bad habit. So I try to encourage early on to use the diphthongal exercise so you don't ever lock it in one particular way. Just the way that I learn lines. Mr. Carr, are you available? If not, I understand.
Yes, I am. First of all, Sterling, well done.
Thank you.
I didn't know that you had a stuttering issue, so kudos.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know until Tony mentioned it. So the fact that you were able to do that and push through it was amazing.
Thank you.
Several things came up for me when I was watching it. First of all, and I've said this last year, try doing the scene standing. Your whole body language, your drive in the scene will totally change. And what Kevin was talking about, what Tony was talking about with the beginning, it was a little bit slow, a bit trying to find its way to getting to the build. Once you got in there, it was great. But the opening, it's like Tony says at the end of the take, if you had said, okay, let's do take two straight away, your energy level would have been up and you could have started at the same place, but the energy would be up already and you would take it higher again. So that's, if you're going to do a scene like this prior to going on Zoom and doing it, run it for yourself full out just before you do it, before Tony says, okay, let's go to Sterling, and because your energy will be right up there and you'll be able to just cruise straight into it from action. But standing will make a huge difference in how you relate to the person that you're talking to. Because all those actions that you were doing will have so much more import when you are standing talking to this person. You'll see it when you see the playback. Imagine standing doing it versus sitting, and you'll see a huge difference. If you then practice on your own afterwards, you'll go, oh, I get it. You'll use more of the Stanislavski type technique of action before words, etc. When you lay down the law, again, this is a habit of sitting in front of a computer screen. People tend to do this. And when you stress a point and you sit back, it weakens the incoming points. If you're going to get into someone's face, you stay there and you do not move from it because you're laying down the law to them. You don't move back and go, oh, and then move back in again. And again, I think the same thing would happen when you stand. You won't have that tendency of leaning backwards and forwards because you'll be there and wanting to get in their face. And like Jeff said, using the pauses correctly for dramatic emphasis will have such a big impact because you're right there with the emotional elements of it. And when people weep, try not to put your head down. Let us see that moment, because that to me becomes a cheat, and I'm robbed of that moment, the pain that you're going through, or the disappointment or anger, and that you had to go to that point to make a point really hurt, and I need to see that. So I go, oh wow, he didn't, that really hurt him more than the person on the receiving end. And the rhythmic thing that Tony's talking about, the sing-songy rhythm, that could come from having watched Sly do that piece. That it could be mimicking his rhythm from that piece. You need to find your own voice, your own way of doing it. Because if Sylvester Stallone did that in an audition, and you came in with a totally different Rocky, the director and the producer would then judge both on those individual performances. The fact that he did it and it became legend, that's what it is. But if that wasn't the case, you would come in with a totally different approach to that character. And that's what I would like to see. Do it with a New York accent, do it with a California accent rather than trying to copy the Philadelphia area accent, so that we see a different thing. Then we won't see a comparison of Sylvester Stallone's interpretation of it and your interpretation of a Stallone interpretation, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Because you have all the goods there to do it with. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, Adrian.
Wise words from our coaches. Very, very good job, Sterling. I look forward to a bright career for you. Keep at it. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Take some privates and let's see what that does for you. You guys, for 1,000 points, this is part of game night. We're not going to do the spin of the wheel. Somebody could win the game night tonight. For 1,000 points, what do I always say? When's the best audition?
On the ride home.
That is correct. Why? Why is that the case, though?
Because you've learned your mistakes.
Because you didn't run it 1 or 2 or 3 times before you got in the audition. So then you go, oh, I should have done this. Oh, I wish I would have done that. If you run it as if you're auditioning in front of the casting director, and then you could go on the ride home, which is in the casting office, you won't be saying, oh, I wish I could have done that. And what we say is we left it all there. We want to leave it all there and not have to think about anything on the ride home. And then let the casting process be the casting process. So I always say the best audition, unfortunately, is on the ride home. That's not what it should be, right? So do it 2 or 3 times before you actually get in the room. I've seen Hailey doing that all through class. She's been rehearsing, even though she's on camera, she's going to do that. And so Hailey, I'm going to have you, Ella, I'm going to bump you till next week because it's late and I know you're on the East Coast. She's 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah.
Harper's 2 hours. Or 1 hour. She's in Dallas. Hailey's up north. Dom's in Minnesota. Sterling's in Colorado. Kevin, I don't know where he is, on some other planet. Jeff is in LA, and Adrian's right around the corner from me. I could actually probably pull his ear. I'm so close to him. So that is where the world is. We're all over the place, but we're going to wrap the night up with Hailey. You ready, Hailey?
Yes.
Let's spotlight Hailey. We're going to wrap the night up this way. We're going to see who won the game because I've been judging you and giving you points. We'll see who actually won game night tonight. All right, Hailey, have a great performance. The show is yours. The stage is yours. Mute, everybody, mute.
Fairies aren't real. Think about it. If they were real, we'd see them get caught in a bug squasher, or we'd feel them get squished under our bare feet. If you can't feel them or see them, they're not real. That's why the only fairy that is real is the Tooth Fairy. I know that because she leaves me cold, hard cash.
All right, real short and sweet, really quick. Let me ask Hailey, turn your mic on, Hailey. What do you think of your performance? How do you feel?
I did have a few stumbles, but I liked it.
You liked it? Would you say you'd get a callback with that performance? Be honest. What would you think? Do you think you get a callback?
No.
Why would you? Of course you're going to get a callback. You're beyond adorable. You're so much fun to watch. I would give you a callback. Would I give you notes? Yes. But I'd give you a callback. You're going to be a superstar. You have such a bright future. Keep doing what you're doing. I'll tweak you a little bit. I'll tweak you. We'll nail it next time. Okay. So you're going to go away for a couple weeks. You're going to go to IN. You're going to do some really cool networking, and you're going to come back with a big agent. And then you and I are going to get back on the stage and showcase. So don't stop the work, even though you're not going to be here on our stage. Okay.
Okay.
But you'll come back though, right?
Yes.
All right, we wanted to have you come back. Let's talk to our coaches really quick. We'll wrap up the night. It's been a really fun. I enjoyed it. I love my Wednesdays. So let's go to Adrian first.
Okay. Well, it's good to be back, and great to see the old faces, new faces, and I look forward to seeing a few more as I can, depending on the schedules I have to keep. But I think you've got a crop of new actors coming in, and they're going to work brilliantly with the old guard, and they'll pick up from the old guard as well, and maybe teach the old guard a few tricks here and there. That's about it. I really enjoyed it.
Let's bring Jeff in. Thank you, Adrian.
Okay. Really cute.
Thank you.
Really, again, great. You have a great look, great smile. The energy, again, has a star quality to it, which I love. Adrian mentioned and Tony mentioned in the previous monologue that the beginnings was a little flat, and this wasn't flat. However, it started out of nowhere. So one of the steps, although I'm not sure of all the 16 steps, I know one of the steps is the preceding events. And one of the things we always, in every scene, in everything we do, you have to come from somewhere, and that is what happened no more than 30 seconds ago. What are you responding to? Who are you talking to? What was just said to you, so that reaction, so you're coming from somewhere. You just kind of started. Don't just start before the scene starts. In your head, in your face, in your thoughts, in your with a laugh, with a giggle, with something a little. Fairies aren't real. Okay, a sound doesn't hurt. Especially in a comedy like this, starting without words, sometimes with a look, a reaction, or some kind of vocalization will get us in there. It's like maybe it's just a fairies aren't real. So they're coming from somewhere, and it just doesn't start out of nowhere. Other than that, lovely and fun, and great job.
Awesome. All right, guys, for 1,000 points, what step was Jeff referring to? What step? Anybody? Let's go Hailey first. Just like Hailey, what is it?
Precedent event?
Nope. Ella?
I know.
Ella?
Antecedent.
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
I know there's 5 E's. A-N-T-E. C-E. E.
Yep.
D. E-V-E-N-T.
And how do you spell the last word? You missed the N-T. So it's A-N-T-E-C-E.
No, I said
it. Okay. A-N-C-E-D-E-N-T-E-V-E-N-T, right? What step number is that?
5.
All right, 1,000 points for Ella Grace. All right, guys, very good. Jeff taught me that step. He called it preceding event, which it is, but we call it antecedent event here, but it's the same thing. It's semantics. Yep. It's wordsmiths. All right, Adrian, you got to go? All right, let's say bye to Adrian Carr. Thank you so much for being here. We're really happy. Let's see if we can get the score right now really quick before we go to Kevin Gallagher. Is there a scoreboard? Dom, did we get
There's not a scoreboard, but we have the score written down on a old-fashioned sheet of paper.
All good. What's the score? Who's going to win?
So currently we have Ella with 2,333 Hollywood dollars in the lead.
Woohoo! So she's in the lead. I may ask one question and that may change. You may not win, Ella. We'll see. Let's go to Kevin Gallagher, and I might throw a little curveball at you guys to see if we have a different winner. But right now, Ella Grace is in the lead. Kevin Gallagher, thoughts? Let's get Hailey in the spotlight for us. Let's get Hailey in. All right.
That was good. It was quite short, and all I can say is I'd like to see you work on it just a little bit more, so it rolls a little smoother. But as far as first effort. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Those are our coaches. Let's thank our coaches. Really happy to have them here. All right, guys, I'm going to ask a random question for 10,000 points. Whoever gets this is going to be the ultimate winner of tonight's game show. We're not going to spin the big wheel of fun this week because we had all performances, which is wonderful. I'd rather have that. But game night's fun. We do a lot of improv here, and it helps these young actors learn the craft. Okay, so let's go group view, Dom, group view. And the question for the night to win the game is, turn your mics on. Everyone ready?
Yes.
The first one to say the answer to this question wins. Here we go. What is step number 16?
Forget about it. Forget about it.
Haley got 10,000 points. She's spot on. Now, someone explain to me, what does forget about it mean? Haley, what does that mean?
So it means once you have something like in your head, you should forget about it before you do the audition.
And what do you replace forgetting with?
Your heart,
Yeah, what does that mean?
what you think.
No, it's no more this. It goes from thinking to feeling to emoting to heart to passion to drive to objective to intention. Overrides a thought, right? We use thinking to learn our lines and to backstory and break it down and subtext and antecedent event and all that technical stuff. But once we've got all that in here, forget about it, because it's like putting salt and pepper in water. It's there. You don't have to remember that it's there. You don't have to add more because you overact because you forget there's salt and pepper and I might want to add more just in case. No, it's there.
It's
Trust.
always there.
And when you trust that the salt and pepper is there, you're going to eat the food and taste the love. So now it's the love. We taste love in cooking, right? I like to use analogies. So don't worry about it. Once it's in, it's in. Forget about it. How do we do it? Forget about it, right? All right, guys. Spectacular class today. Spectacular. Let's go around the room really quick. Let's thank Jeff and Kevin, and Adrian's gone, but we'll thank him. He'll watch this on the playback. So Ella Grace, what do you think of our coaches tonight?
I thought everyone did great. Thank you, coaches, for coming. You really did some great advice. We'll all up our game next week and we'll knock your socks off.
Love it, Ella Grace. You're so fun to watch. Harper Hill, what do you think of our guests tonight?
It was great. The information that y'all gave us was great. It really helped. I'm gonna add on to Ella's. We're not just gonna knock your socks off. We're gonna send a tornado in and blow them away. Oh, by the way, next week I won't be on because I'll be at sleepaway camp.
That's fine. Thank you for sharing with us. Come back though. Haley, I know everyone's got to go. Haley, what do you think of our guests?
They were so fun. Yeah, I loved the advice they gave them. Thank you guys. You guys were great.
Oh, thank you, Haley. You got a bright future. Let's go to Dom. Dom, what do you think of our guests?
You are all amazing. Thank you so much for your advice. I'm definitely going to put it towards what I do with the next round. Kevin, I still think you're awesome for that Cats Under the Stars shirt. One of the best moments, I think, of this yet. And yes, Jeff, it was very wonderful to meet you. And that's all I got to say. Thank you so much. And about that tornado, I'm a storm chaser. Don't worry. The camera's rolling.
I love it. He's our stage director and I love him. He's going to be our next Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Chris Farley, of course. So, but to do that, you got to step it up 100 million degrees. I mean, you got to really go there. If you want that.
I'm studying long form improv, so I can work on that.
Yeah, you got to just turn it up. If that's who you're modeling after and studying, let's get bigger. But I love your work, Dom. Keep doing it. Sterling, what do you think of our coaches?
All very informative. I especially loved Adrian's advice. You know, he very much reminds me of a philosopher who I like, you know, so philosophical approach. So I definitely took all of his advice to heart, and next performance it's going to be better than this one, because he is right. Honestly, it's like it was a bit awkward for me doing this sitting, you know, so I'm definitely going to be standing next time, and I'm going to try and do all the advice that Adrian gave me. So yeah, but they're all great.
All right, well, thank you so much. So coaches, you're more than welcome to say bye to the kids, and then we'll wrap up our this week game night. This week BSA-LIVE's improv game night. Kevin Gallagher, any comments?
You all were great. I really enjoyed the class. Thanks for having me.
Man of many words. And Jeff, you're going to wrap up the night for us. Any comments on what you experienced tonight?
Enjoyed you guys. There's a lot of great energy, a lot of great positivity, a lot of potential for all of you, which I love. And you just keep working on it. I'm going to put in one more last thought into step 16, and that is, if you make your choices strong enough that will be so easy and to remember, if they're strong choices, they'll stick inside of you and you don't have to think about them. So strong choices are always the best way to go.
I love it. I make a decision. There's no wrong decision. Not making decisions, the wrong decision. So the casting director and directors will correct you if they don't think it's the right choice, but you got to make your choice. So again, you guys, just a reminder for those watching the 16 steps, and 12 of those I learned from Van Mar and Jeff here. 1, nature of the script, comedy or drama. Is it a funny line, situation, or funny character? That helps you decide drama or comedy. 2, is it what is it? Storyline in 1 simple sentence. 3, relationship. 4, atmosphere. 5, antecedent event. ANTEDECENTEVNT. Step 5. 6, objective. It's intention, reason, and conflict. Step 7, how do you feel about the other characters? With any buts. I love them, but I'm a little, I don't know. 8, we used to call it through line. Now we call it character defects. What's your character do when it's nervous or he's excited or mad? 9, personalization. How can you relate to this? 10, opening emotion comes from step 5, your antecedent event. 11 and 12, physical and vocal characteristics. What physical? Did he break his leg? Is he limping in this scene? Vocally, was he screaming? Is he hoarse now? Is he in a library? He's got a whisper. Is it a cop? Do not yell at cops. 13, raise the stakes. You get that from your objective. Step 6, objective, intention, reason, and conflict. If you don't achieve your objective, what does it cost? That's raising the stakes. 14, have a secret. That's a fun one. Everyone has secrets. Doesn't have to relate to the scene, but it gives you that something I know, something you don't know. People want to know your secret. It's like charisma. It gives you the it quality. You get a callback usually from that. 15, revisit step 2. See if those steps worked. Is it more clear and precise in what you're trying to accomplish? And our favorite, step 16, forget about it. This is what I learned from Van Mar Academy of Motion Picture and Television Acting. So very honored to do the extension of that. And we're going to have a nice reunion for Ivan here. He unfortunately passed away about 8 years ago. So in about 2 years, we're going to do a reunion, hopefully with Jeff and Stephanie Fury and Gary Spatz from the Hollywood Playground over there at Disney and Nickelodeon. And, you know, really excited to just share their wisdom with you guys. So keep watching. This has been BSA Live, officially called Improv Game Night. Next semester, guys, we're doing poetry. So we're going to spend a month of writing our own poems, and we're going to present our poetry to our viewers. So you guys start working on your poems, your sonnets, start working on things that do and don't rhyme. They don't always have to rhyme. There's different types of poetry, and we'll get into that. We'll even get into Shakespeare, guys. We'll do the iambic pentameter. So we're going to talk about the rhythm of that. So keep watching. The kids are growing. We're excited. They're getting agents, managers, and they're working on Disney, Nickelodeon, Netflix, all because they're here working really hard for you guys. Keep watching. All right, Dom, take us away. Some of our past students in 2020 made the opening and these past 2 closing pieces. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. I'm Teacher Tony. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Piece that we do with Kendall, one of our former students. And again, Dom, thanks for running our stage. We'll see you guys next week.
Hey guys, it's Kendall. Thank you so much for watching the show. Please make sure you check out our BSA channel and like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
All right, bye-bye, everybody. Send in your videos. I want to play your videos on the stage. Bye-bye.
Bye. Woo! I gotta jump off.